$53,000. Raised in one single day, 24 hours. And all of it happened because of one simple, completely unscripted gesture. Park Jimin walked over to the edge of the stage, smiled, and kissed a little girl on the cheek. He had no idea who she was. He didn't know her personal story. There was no script, no personal camera crew tracking his every move, and zero awareness on his part of the massive global chain reaction that moment was about to trigger. Within 72 hours, that quiet, unscripted moment made it onto national South Korean television. Not once, but twice during prime time. Millions of people across the globe were moved to tears watching such pure, unfiltered warmth unfold on that massive stage. Yet, in the darker corners of the internet, a small pocket of anti-fans began to move. They took that sweet moment, chopped up the video clips, removed all context, and tried to twist it into something disgusting. They attempted to manufacture outrage out of a pure act of affection. Only this time, the outcome was entirely different. Army didn't just get emotional or vent on social media. They came back with receipts, verified records, and an undeniable digital trail, shutting down the narrative completely. The truth wasn't just defended, the lie was completely dismantled in real time. Today, we are breaking down the entire timeline with absolute precision. From the exact moments inside the stadium, the facts surrounding the charity involved, and the response from national media, to how Jimin's 10-year record of quiet philanthropy collapsed a smear campaign within hours. Let's ground ourselves in the actual scene first, because when narratives get twisted, facts are the only currency that matters. August 15th, local time, Arlington, Texas. BTS is deep into their massive ARIRANG World Tour. That night wasn't just another routine tour stop. August 15th marks South Korea's Liberation Day, Gwangbokjeol, a date carrying deep historical and emotional weight for the Korean people. As a subtle, meaningful tribute, Jimin's hair that night featured delicate red and blue accents, mirroring the taegukgi, the national flag of South Korea. The stadium was packed with tens of thousands of screaming fans. The energy was electric, and lights illuminated the entire arena. But the real story that night wasn't the stage lighting, the pyrotechnics, or the flawless choreography. It was happening right at the front barricade. Sitting there was a group of children alongside their families. They weren't just ordinary ticket holders who bought seats online. They were there through a wish fulfillment partnership with a Texas-based nonprofit called Heroes for Children. These kids are little fighters, children battling serious, chronic, and sometimes incurable illnesses. They were brought there specifically, alongside their parents and guardians, so they could experience a night free from worry, far removed from hospital corridors and medical procedures, to simply soak in the magic of live music. Among those children was a young girl named Olivia. Mid-performance, as the music played and Jimin wandered toward the edge of the stage, his eyes caught Olivia. Without any stage direction, security prompt, or rehearsed cue, Jimin walked over to the barricade. He kneeled down, greeted her, handed her a keepsake keychain, and kissed her on the cheek. Some fans from other angles noted it was on the top of her head. Instantly, Olivia screamed with pure, unadulterated joy. Her parents were standing right beside her, beaming with tears in their eyes. Fan cameras nearby captured the interaction naturally, and within minutes, the short video clip began spreading across social media platforms worldwide. Now, let's dissect the critical context that should have shut down any bad faith speculation before it even had room to breathe. Here is the baseline truth everyone needs to understand. Jimin did not know Olivia was sick when he walked over. He didn't know her medical history or her background. He wasn't performing for a publicity stunt, nor was he posing for official press cameras. He was simply being warm to a child brought to the show by a charity, standing safely right in front of her own guardians at a public concert. It was only after the show ended that Heroes for Children posted an official thank you message on their social media, revealing who Olivia was and the courageous battle her young body was fighting every day. The response from the global community was immediate and overwhelming. Within 24 hours of the charity's post, fans organized a rapid fundraising drive. The initial goal was set at $50,000 to support Heroes for Children in funding treatments and support programs for kids fighting serious conditions. In a matter of hours, that target wasn't just met, it was blown out of the water. Total donations surpassed $53,000. Real financial assistance, born directly out of a few seconds of genuine human kindness on stage. Yet, right as thousands of people rallied to do good, a hostile narrative was being cooked up in the background. A handful of anti-fan accounts, specifically Akis, notorious for targeting individual members with extreme hostility, decided to act. These accounts have documented histories of stirring up hate, clipping videos out of context, and coordinating on hate-focused forums. They saw this innocent moment not as an act of kindness, but as an opportunity to manufacture outrage out of thin air. Let's state the facts plainly without giving an ounce of benefit to bad faith actors. First, the interaction was officially organized and supervised by a legitimate non-profit charity. Second, the child's parents and family were present on site, standing right next to her throughout the entire moment. Third, Heroes for Children publicly expressed their immense gratitude to BTS and Jimin afterward. Fourth, days later, that same organization posted a vlog showing Olivia proudly showing off her keychain like it was the most precious treasure in the world. Not a single party directly involved, not the charity, not the family, and certainly not the child, ever suggested there was anything remotely wrong with what happened. The only people trying to paint it as inappropriate were anonymous accounts with a long history of harassing Jimin and his family online. The main reason this smear campaign collapsed so quickly is that the lies didn't land on a blank slate. They ran straight into a decade-long mountain of verified, documented evidence about who Park Jimin actually is as a human being. When an accusation lacks substance, it breaks instantly against undeniable facts. Here is the real, verified record of what Jimin has been doing away from the spotlight for years. Officially recorded by government archives and non-profit organizations, Jimin's personal donations have exceeded 1 billion Korean won, which translates to hundreds of thousands of US dollars. Here is where those contributions have actually gone. Hundreds of millions of won dedicated to funding scholarships for low-income students in Busan and surrounding regions. He has funded ongoing educational programs across multiple cities, replacing old desks and upgrading facilities for students in need. For 6 consecutive years, Jimin has quietly funded food donations to vulnerable families experiencing severe financial hardship. On his own birthdays, when most people expect gifts for themselves, Jimin consistently makes major donations to the Green Umbrella Child Fund, specifically supporting children with physical and mental disabilities. Every year since 2023, he has maxed out the legal limit for personal donations under South Korea's Hometown Love donation system. During the global crisis, Jimin and his father auctioned a signed personal album, donating 100% of the proceeds to low-income families hit hardest by the pandemic. And since 2015, long before BTS reached global megastardom, Jimin has quietly visited orphanages, bringing gifts and spending time with children without media coverage or agency cameras present. 10 straight years of showing up when no one was filming. Jimin is officially inducted into the Hall of Fame for major donors under Busan's Hometown Love donation system. This isn't a PR release drafted by an entertainment company. It is an official public record maintained by the government. This reflects a 10-year, independently verifiable pattern of a person who consistently goes out of his way to support children. So when a few bad faith accounts tried to twist a foundation-organized, family-present, publicly thanked moment into something sinister, their narrative didn't hold up. You cannot overwrite 10 years of verified public good with zero evidence of your own. The facts were so clear that mainstream media in South Korea completely ignored the manufactured online outrage. Instead, major networks covered the event for what it actually was. Channel A, a major South Korean news network with millions of subscribers, ran a dedicated segment titled, "BTS Jimin Touches the World, a warm kiss for a young girl with a rare illness." Days later, major broadcaster SBS featured the moment on their popular morning entertainment news program, Good Morning, Showbiz. The anchor reported with genuine warmth, kissed on the cheek by Jimin right in the middle of the performance. How beautiful! Fans were moved to their core. The report highlighted the charity's public thank you message and the wave of fan donations sent to support Olivia through her treatment. 2 national television networks. Primetime coverage. Zero controversy framing. Why? because professional journalists recognized the difference between real news and manufactured internet noise. There was never a genuine controversy, just a brief attempt at hate that dissolved the moment it touched reality. Beyond mainstream media, looking at public discussions among everyday netizens in South Korea reveals the exact same sentiment. On the coup, one of South Korea's largest online community forums, threads about the incident were flooded with thousands of supportive comments. These weren't just coordinated posts from fan clubs, but reactions from everyday people who saw the video clip for what it was. Some of the most upvoted comments included, "Jimin has always been so gentle and kind around children, but today he feels especially warm-hearted. That child will remember this beautiful day for the rest of her life." Another user wrote, "He has such a natural, caring dad-like personality whenever he interacts with kids." Fans who were at the venue also noted that earlier in the same concert, Jimin was seen throwing a hand heart sign to an elderly audience member sitting near the front. It proved that his actions weren't calculated for a single viral clip. It's simply who he is, consistently treating people with warmth throughout the night regardless of whether cameras are rolling. One comment summarized the general feeling best. "Jimin always makes my heart feel so warm. I hope the child recovers quickly and that they get to meet again at another concert in full health." That is the true public reaction. Not toxic fan wars, but genuine human empathy from ordinary people who recognize sincerity when they see it. This clear divide between online negativity and genuine goodwill reveals an important lesson about modern internet culture. While a tiny group will always try to find something negative in pure moments, most people easily recognize sincerity. When Olivia proudly showed her keychain in that follow-up video, smiling alongside her family, she was holding onto a physical memory of a night where she was celebrated during a difficult time. Her family was simply grateful for a moment that brought real joy to their daughter. The $53,000 raised will now directly assist other families going through similar hardships, providing real resources and relief. That tangible help is the ultimate outcome of this entire situation. To summarize the reality of what happened here, a nonprofit charity brought a brave young girl battling a serious illness and her family to a concert to create a lifelong memory. Jimin, completely unscripted, walked over, gave her a small keepsake, and shared a sweet moment that made her scream with joy. The charity publicly thanked him. Her family was filled with gratitude. And when a few bad faith accounts tried to smear that moment, the response was swift and constructive. $53,000 raised for sick children, glowing coverage on national television, and a decade of verified philanthropic work reaffirming his character. That is the real story. Not the noise a few malicious accounts tried to generate, but the fact that when they tried, the truth was already standing tall, fully documented, and ready to bury the lies. Jimin didn't need to issue a statement or defend himself. A charity's thank you post, 10 years of public donation records, and the beaming smile of a happy little girl said everything that needed to be said. If this story resonated with you, that's exactly why I keep making these videos, because real stories deserve to be louder than manufactured noise. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on BTS and Jimin. This tour is far from over, and we'll be right here keeping the facts straight. See you in the next video.